Chapter 1641. Very interesting. Translator. Atlas Studios Editor. Atlas Studios facing Fang Yuan's immense killing intent. By Ning Bing smiled as she looked towards Fang Yuan straight in the eye, asking in return, "Why should I run?" After pausing for a moment, she said, "Qi Clan's Gu immortals escaped. That is because they don't know you. We are both from Qingmao Mountain. With my understanding of you, how could they escape? Hee, since I cannot escape, what's the point of running? Not only will I not escape, on the contrary, I will join Shadow Sect." Fang Yuan frowned. "I had thought of that, but your Baixiang killer move is too amazing. It can free you from almost any alliance agreement." The uniqueness of Baixiang was that it turned the Gu immortal into a unique existence. Even a tiny fragment could regenerate and be reborn. The essence of alliance agreements were information path down marks. Bai Ning Bing could make use of Baixiang to self-mutilate and get rid of her information path down marks, negating her alliance agreements. Thus, Baixiang was also used for healing, to get rid of unwanted down marks in the body. Indeed. Facing Fang Yuan's deep wariness, Bai Ning Bing laughed, not caring about her own safety. "But isn't that more exciting?" Fang Yuan snorted, saying in displeasure, "I am not you, Bai Ning Bing." Bai Ning Bing nodded. She stopped smiling as brilliance flashed in her dragon eyes. "Indeed, I have been pursuing excitement all along. This is why I admire you, Fang Yuan. Your life is truly exciting. It is so thrilling. Every time you plot, every time you succeed, or even every time you fail, they are filled with excitement. Especially earlier when you were ambushed by Heavenly Court and had to escape like a dog. It was truly the most thrilling experience. The other Shadow Sect members cannot understand my feelings. Some just want to save Spectral Soul Demon Venerable. Some feel fear and panic. Some feel immense pressure. But what I feel is excitement and thrill. The bigger the problems, the bigger the troubles, the more exciting life is, isn't that right? Others might not know me, but I am sure that you understand me, right?" Bai Ning Bing stared at Fang Yuan's eyes with a bright gaze. Fang Yuan was silent. Back then on Qingmao Mountain, he had deduced that Bai Ning Bing was a true demon. He was not wrong. That was exactly who she was. To pursue the excitement of life, she could give up anything, even her life. The values and moral concepts of normal people, the complexities of love and hatred, they were all unrelated to her. She was different from the norm. Her worldview was vastly different. She only walked on her own path. She followed her own desires. She did not care about life and death. In fact, Bai Ning Bing and Fang Yuan were very similar. They were the same kind, only that they pursued different goals. Fang Yuan pursued eternal life. He was willing to sacrifice anything, including himself. Even if he failed and died along the way, he would feel happy and content, because he lived pursuing his dreams. He felt a sense of satisfaction and enjoyment towards life. Point 1. Bai Ning Bing said that Fang Yuan understood her. She was absolutely right. It was the same as how she understood Fang Yuan. The saying goes, heroes admired each other. It was the same for demons. Fang Yuan's killing intent gradually faded away. His killing intent was only a facade. The truth was, he did not really have much killing intent. Why should he kill Bai Ning Bing? Fang Yuan's strength far surpassed Bai Ning Bing. Her threat was very low to Fang Yuan. Point 2. Sometimes, when he saw Bai Ning Bing, Fang Yuan could see his own reflection. True demons like them were too rare. Meeting one was a form of luck. It was a form of affirmation towards their goals. Because of their similarity, they recognized each other. They acknowledged each other. Thus, back then, when Bai Ning Bing gave up her life to save Fang Yuan, she said her final words, asking Fang Yuan to live in her place and witness the excitement of life. Bai Ning Bing had felt that Fang Yuan could take her place to a certain extent. Sometimes, Fang Yuan thought about it. If he and Bai Ning Bing exchanged identities, would he have made the same choice as her? Bai Ning Bing suddenly raised her head and laughed. "I can give all of Baixiang Grotto Heaven's resources to you. But I want the goo worms from Baixiang's true inheritance. I am willing to join Shadow Sect because facing Heavenly Court is truly exciting. This was your excitement, but it will become mine as well. In that case, there are 3 possible outcomes." Bai Ning Bing squinted, excitement flashing in her eyes. There was a light of insanity. The first possibility, you get killed by Heavenly Court. With your strength, even if you get killed, It will be in an incredible manner. Your struggle before death will definitely be a climax. By witnessing your death, it will be the greatest experience of my life. The second possibility, Heavenly Court gets defeated or even destroyed by you. That is definitely exciting beyond belief. The number one force of human history falling like a crashing meteor, it will create the greatest sparks in this world. And the third possibility, the one I anticipate the most, because it is the most thrilling. You and Heavenly Court get into a deadlock. Both sides suffer losses. In that case, I will stay by your side. I will have the supreme chance to find an opportunity. I might even emerge as the victor. Both you and Heavenly Court will become my stepping stones. Fang Yuan looked at Bai Ningbing calmly. He said with a cold and expressionless face, "If I kill you now, all three possibilities will vanish." Yes, yes, Bai Ningbing frowned. She became a little dejected. Her gaze flickered and her tone became heavy. That is true. If I die now, even though I will resist to the utmost, our strength is too vastly different. There will be little excitement in the battle. But if that is your choice, I will accept it. She smiled, shrugging. I am just too weak. I have to accept that fate. This cruelty of life is also exciting, isn't it? Hee. Death was not scary for Bai Ningbing. She was a lunatic, but also logical and calm. Such a person was the scariest. But someone even scarier than her was standing right in front of her. Point 1. It was the demonic path Overlord Fang Yuan, who made both Heaven's will and Heavenly Court helpless to deal with. Fang Yuan smiled as he laughed. Very interesting. Bai Ningbing was a very interesting person. Right now, Bai Ningbing was weak and was subject to Fang Yuan's mercy. She did not try persuading him to spare her. She said the opposite, even exposing her own threat to Fang Yuan. This was because she understood Fang Yuan. Fang Yuan was a person who kept a clear mind. He had already analyzed the benefits and costs of keeping her life. Once he made up his mind, it was useless no matter what was said. Even without Bai Ningbing's words, Fang Yuan knew that he needed all the strength he could get to face Heavenly Court and obtain Red Lotus true inheritance. Bai Ningbing was a precious source of battle strength, even if she was given a chance to betray him. So what? A blade was naturally able to harm oneself. But if he threw this blade away and fought empty-handed, was that not a stupid move? It was up to Fang Yuan's abilities to make good use of this blade and prevent her betrayal. If I am too useless and Bai Ningbing's betrayal succeeds, I can only blame myself. Isn't that right? One thinking of this, Fang Yuan laughed. Oh Bai Ningbing, you are truly someone I admire. I will not kill you now. Follow me. Witness my failure or success. If I die at your hands, that will be quite a show. But now, display your worth to me. Bring me the heads of Qi Clan's Gu immortals, and also their Qi Sea Grotto Heaven. 1. Chapter 1642, Blood Revenge. Translator, Atlas Studios Editor. Atlas Studios inside Rank 9 Killer Move Heaven form. Fang Yuan's will moved like a dragon, coiling in the air as he charged down abruptly. Rumble. Fang Yuan's will descended like a meteor, crashing into the bottom of the sea of wills, exterminating a large amount of them in an instant. However, this sea of will was truly huge. Fang Yuan's attack only destroyed a small portion of them. Even though I won and occupied the Killer Move's core area, this place is filled with the wills of the 5 Xiang's descendants. Only after I exterminate them all can I truly activate this Rank 9 Killer Move. This sea of will was colossal. And the bigger problem was, these wills were affected by the Rank 9 Killer Move and were as sturdy as rocks. Many of Fang Yuan's methods could not work on them. Under the influence of the Rank 9 Killer Move, he had a limited number of methods to use. Fang Yuan suddenly had a thought as he instilled a new tide of will. Swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. The will gathered into swords as countless will swords shot down like rain, stabbing into the sea of wills and creating huge pits. While a layer of this sea of wills was eradicated. Compared to the earlier will dragon, this rain of will swords had far more terrifying power. Fang Yuan saw this and sighed deeply. As expected of Rank 8 Immortal Gu Wisdom Sword, he had Rank 8 cultivation level now. He could use this Gu. Even though it was a sword path Immortal Gu, it was closely related to Wisdom Path. Fang Yuan used it as the core to deduce a simple move that could summon a large amount of sword will. Using these sword wills to attack the Sea of Wills was the most effective method that Fang Yuan had tried, but if he did that, his investments would be very high. Wisdom Sword Immortal Goo was a rank 8 goo. It expended white lychee immortal essence, and the immortal killer move with it would cause a lot of immortal essence expenditure. But Fang Yuan calculated and found that he could accept this expenditure. After all, he was affluent. His immortal aperture management was a rising gold mine. During the battle in the River of Time, even though Fang Yuan escaped and ruined Heavenly Court's plan of killing him, his losses were severe. The destruction of the incomplete Immortal Goo House was extremely painful to him, even now. This incomplete Immortal Goo House was created by Fang Yuan after capturing many southern border Goo immortals and obtaining their immortal Goo. He went through transactions and negotiations with Southern Border's righteous path, eventually extorting enough immortal Goo for the assembly. Fang Yuan had spent a lot of effort to do this. Even though he spent so much time on it, it was destroyed. I hope this Heaven Form killer move can be of use to me. Fang Yuan was deeply anticipating what Heaven Form could bring to him. For ordinary killer moves, Fang Yuan could investigate and deduce their abilities. But this killer move was rank 9. It was too profound. Fang Yuan could not comprehend it. This was Thieving Heaven Demon Venerable's creation. He was specialized in Space Path and Theft Path. Even if this was not an offensive move, it had an incredible effect for sure. Even though Thieving Heaven Demon Venerable did not explain anything about this move, Fang Yuan could deduce some things from other aspects. Like Shadow Sect's attitude. Shadow Sect's old man, Yanshi, specially helped by Ningbing. For the sake of getting Heaven Form. Old man Yanshi was a Wisdom Path great expert. He might have found out something. This Heaven Form killer move must be very useful to Shadow Sect. Fang Yuan was the current leader of Shadow Sect. This Heaven Form killer move was definitely going to be beneficial to him. Other than getting rid of the Sea of Wills, Fang Yuan also broke the 5 Xiang seal and obtained the Immortal Goo House at the peak of the mountain, as well as this public Grotto Heaven. This Grotto Heaven only opened once in 1,000 years. It had abundant resources. Chi Clan's Goo immortals were too busy fleeing. They could not obtain any of these resources, so they all became Fang Yuan's resources. Boom! The huge explosion tore Bai Ningbing to pieces. But at the next moment, her Bai Xiang form gathered again and charged at Chi Clan's Goo immortals. That Chi Clan's Goo immortals had ugly expressions. They saw how terrifying the killer move Bai Xiang was. Bai Ningbing had this move active. She was almost undying. Even so, right now, she was not fighting alone. Yingwu Xie and He Lu Lan were also helping her. Even though Fang Yuan wanted Bai Ningbing to kill these Chi Clan Goo immortals, he knew her limits. She did not even have the most crucial immortal battlefield killer move. Fang Yuan had already set up an immortal formation in ambush. Ever since he captured the Southern Border Righteous Path immortals, he started to love this method. Once Chi Clan's Goo immortals entered, they were stripped of their freedom by the immortal formation. They could not escape. They had to fight Bai Ningbing. With a painful scream, the youngest Chi Clan Goo immortal was fatally injured by Bai Ningbing and died. My turn. Yingwu Xie was already prepared. He immediately moved and captured the Chi Clan Goo immortal's soul, trapping it in the formation. The remaining Chi Clan Goo immortals shouted in anger as they retaliated fiercely. Bai Ningbing was broken into fragments again, but she revived in a few breaths of time, reforming into Bai Xiang again. Even though there were many Chi Clan Goo immortals who had high battle strength, they all revealed expressions of despair now, because they knew that Bai Ningbing could not be killed. While they were trapped here, they would eventually lose in this battle of attrition. 3 inch. What do we do? Bai Ningbing is too troublesome to deal with. And most importantly, this Fang Yuan is too vicious. He actually set this formation near the entrance of our Chi Si Grotto Heaven. Chi Clan's Goo immortals had been very vigilant, but when they were near their base, they were captured. They did not know that Fang Yuan had killed Chi Zai. Even though he did not enter the 5 Xiang Grotto Heaven, he knew the details of Chi Si Grotto Heaven. This Chi Si Grotto Heaven was the immortal aperture of Chi Xiang in the past. After being placed in White Heaven, it could not move anymore. It had stayed there all along. Fang Yuan used this intel to set up the immortal formation secretly, managing to trap the Chi clan members. At this rate, we are bound to lose. Stall. I don't believe that her by Xiang killer move is so strong. Does it not have any cost or backlash? Don't forget about Fang Yuan. If he gets here, we are not in the immortal Gu house. The 5 Xiang seal cannot stop him. We cannot break out of the immortal formation. We need to let Qi Ping Su come out and cooperate with us to break this formation. No, Qi Ping Su is the only person left in the base. If he comes out, he will need to open the entrance. Shadow Sect would be able to use that chance. 1-inch Fang Yuan might be nearby waiting for the grotto heaven to open already, so that he can charge in. Fang Yuan did not come, but his fearsomeness and craftiness was etched into everyone's hearts. The Qi Clan Gu immortals felt deep pressure and started to be flustered at the same time that in Central Continent. A young man was standing quietly, looking at the immortal Gu in front of him. This young man had a mature and experienced expression. It showed that he had gone through many hurdles in his life. This was none other than Guyu Fangzheng. That Guyu Fangzheng was originally going to be executed by Immortal Crane Sect, but Fang Yuan plotted and faked his death, making him live in Langya blessed land. Fangzheng lived in a place where he was ostracized by hairy men. He had experienced a long period of wars and conflicts, being in danger at all times. He was also often in situations where his life was on the line. After all of these experiences, he was no longer the same as before. He had truly matured. After that, when Heavenly Court attacked Langya blessed land, because of Guyu Fang Zheng's unique identity, he was saved by Feng Jiugu. After that, he returned to Central Continent. If I am not wrong, this is a blood path immortal Gu? Fang Zheng looked at the Gu immortal before him as he showed a mocking smile. You want me to cultivate blood path, become a demonic path Gu immortal, and deal with Guyu Fang Yuan? This is the decision of Immortal Crane Sect, a righteous path sect. One Immortal Crane Sect's rank 6 Gu immortal Fan, Shi Lu frowned slightly as he chuckled. Regardless of what strength it is, if you use it righteously, it is righteous. If you use it for evil, it is demonic. Don't you understand this? For example, I cultivate poison path, but I can still help the people of this world. You can do the same with blood path. Guyu Fang Zheng shook his head. Me cultivating blood path is only for the sake of dealing with Fang Yuan effectively. After all, we are blood brothers. Even though Fang Yuan had the sovereign immortal body, his time path clone was still blood related to Fang Zheng. Fan Shilu nodded. That is the case indeed. Don't you want to take revenge? After all, he slaughtered all of your clansmen in Guyu village. Guyu Fang Zheng sighed deeply. Even though he had a young face, his gaze was deep with the vicissitudes of life. So many years have passed. To speak the truth, even though I still hate him, I understand him already. I have thought about it. I was very childish and ignorant when I was young. Fang Yuan had taken care of me greatly. In contrast, my uncle and aunt had treated me as a pawn and made use of me. Should I take revenge for such people? I do not want to. 2-inch of course, the clan leader and Guyu Qing Shu had taken good care of me. They helped to nurture me. I am very willing to take revenge for them. 3, but I am tired now. Sigh. The cycle of killing each other continues endlessly over time. I do not want revenge anymore. Fan Shilu's expression did not change. It seems that these years, you have truly experienced a lot of things. Guyu Fangzheng looked at him. His mocking smile became wider. The irony is that when I wanted to take revenge, the sect did not support me and even wanted to eliminate me. But when I gave up on revenge, you all saved me and supported my revenge. Speaking of this, Guyu Fangzheng looked at the blood path immortal Gu, having an eerie gaze. And I know that I have no choice. I can only accept this. Fan Shilu assessed Fangzheng once again. A surprise flashed in his eyes as he smiled lightly. Is it really fine to speak so openly about this? Does it really matter? I know that with your methods, I cannot hide any thoughts from you. Isn't that right? Saying so, Fangzheng stretched out his arm, holding that Gu as he asked, what is this Gu's name? Blood Revenge. Chapter 1643, Grotto Heaven Changes Owners. Translator, Atlas Studios Editor. Atlas Studios, by Ning Bing. Don't go overboard. Qi Clan's Gu immortal leader Qi Fa shouted in anger. Bai Ning Bing was laughing coldly in her mind. Bai Xiang tore through the sky, flashing past Qi Fa as Qi Jin's corpse was left behind, frozen in ice. His expression of fear before dying was perfectly preserved. vividly shown within the ice. Boom, boom, boom. Chi path killer moves burst out endlessly. Bai Xiang dodged a portion of them. Some were intercepted by the immortal formation, while the rest tore Bai Xiang to shreds. But immediately, it regenerated to perfection. This scene made the Qi Clan Gu immortals feel a deep chill down their spines. After an intense battle, 3 of the 5 Qi Clan Gu immortals had died. Only Qi Fa and Qi Kai were left. Damn it, Bai Xiang is too powerful. We cannot deal with it in this situation. Qi Fa gritted his teeth. This super immortal formation is the biggest problem. Without it, we would have escaped already. Qi Kai looked at Qi Fa with bloodshot eyes, pointing out the truth that Qi Fa was silent. Qi Kai was right. Even though the killer move by Xiang was strong, couldn't they simply run from it if they could not beat it? The sky was vast. There was no need to face Bai Ningbing directly, but it was too difficult to break out of this immortal formation. At least for Qi Fa and Qi Kai, they had been trying since the start, but had obtained no fruits of success. Qi Fa sighed. You are right. Let's call Qi Pingsu to help. Qi Pingsu only had rank 6 cultivation level. He was staying behind to guard Qi Clan's base, Qi Si Grotto Heaven. But now, they had to ask him to come out and join forces with them. As long as they could destroy a bit of this immortal formation, they would be rescued. But if they did that, they would fall into Fang Yuan's trap. Fang Yuan had purposely made sure the immortal formation did not block transmissions. He wanted to lure Qi Pingsu out of the Grotto Heaven. Qi Fa knew this, so for the entire duration of the battle, he did not want to get help from Qi Pingsu. But now, they were in a desperate situation. If they did not ask him to come out, they would lose their lives. Qi Pingsu was already waiting to move. Once he received orders, he opened the immortal aperture's entrance. Bai Ningbing was overjoyed. They finally did it. Saying so, she teleported away using the formation, rushing into the immortal aperture's entrance. Oh no. Qi Pingsu had just wanted to go out when Bai Ningbing charged in. Without a choice, he had to retreat. Qi Si Grotto Heaven was huge. It was covered in white clouds and had strong winds. The moment Bai Ningbing entered, she felt a strong pressure. Her strength was heavily suppressed by the vast Qi path down marks in this place. But Bai Xiang was still extremely powerful. Bai Ningbing and Qi Pingsu fought intensely, and she soon gained the upper hand. Qi Pingsu only had rank 6 cultivation level. His legs were crippled, and he had injuries in his body. He could not beat Bai Ningbing. He quickly retreated with his territorial advantage in this place. He soon vanished into the white clouds. Bai Ningbing furrowed her brows. The situation was slightly troublesome. She did not kill Qi Pingsu earlier. How could she find this person in this huge grotto heaven now? Even if she found him, what if he runs away again? Suddenly, Bai Ningbing raised her head. She saw that a thick sea of clouds had formed above her head. An intense sense of danger alerted her in her mind. A fatal danger. Instantly, Bai Ningbing understood the severity of the situation. She quickly flew down like a falling meteor, descending rapidly in her vision. The yellowish ground was getting larger and larger. Bai Ningbing's expression became solemn. The sense of danger in her heart was intensifying. Intense winds blew around her. She turned to look at the sky, only to find the cloud sea expanding into the horizons. An intensely powerful killer move was nurturing from within at the same time. Qi Pingsu, who was in the cloud sea, looked at Qi Si Heavenly Spirit as he said joyfully, Qi Si Heavenly Spirit, you are awake. This timing is truly impeccable. Qi Si Heavenly Spirit had the appearance of a snow-white fawn. Its eyes were golden in color, extremely dazzling. I was roused and woke up. Since the last time I got injured, I needed to seal myself to stabilize my injuries. But this time, I sensed that an incredibly evil and strong existence is coming after the grotto heaven. I had to wake up as a result, but this intruder is not that existence that I felt. Qi Pingsu was stunned. I know who that is. It must be Fang Yuan. Heavenly Spirit, you have sealed yourself for years. You do not know that a terrifying demonic path Gu immortal had emerged. His name is Fang Yuan. Even Heavenly Court was helpless against him. Qi Si Heavenly Spirit was shocked. Even Heavenly Court was helpless? It must be him. Qi Pingsu pointed at Bai Ningbing, saying in extreme anger, this is Fang Yuan's subordinate. She has already killed 3 of our clan's Gu immortals. Qi heavenly spirit was enraged. Killing intent surged in its golden eyes. An eye for an eye. They killed our Qi clan's bloodline. We will end her life as well. Saying so, an intense sound resounded as a huge white Qi pillar slammed down towards Bai Ningbing at a rapid speed from the cloud SEAT. This instance, Bai Ningbing was shocked to find that there was a force all around her immobilizing her. She had all sorts of thoughts in her mind, but her body was unmoving, like a bug trapped in amber. So powerful. Even with all my strength, I cannot escape. Bai Ningbing raised her head. A white Qi pillar was slamming down at her like a giant mountain. This attack was clearly at rank 8 level. Even if Bai Ningbing had Bai Xiang, she could not escape. She was bound to die. But at this moment, a jade light sparkled out of nowhere. It burst out into countless spreading jade fireflies, dancing around the area. From within the jade green light, Fang Yuan emerged. It's him. Instantly, Qi heavenly spirit shook intensely, shouting in shock. Indeed, he is Fang Yuan. Qi Ping Su gulped, swallowing his saliva while feeling extremely nervous. Against the white Qi pillar, Fang Yuan's expression did not change. He only stretched out his finger, swoosh, with a shrill sound. An intensely sharp and huge sword will surged up and pierced the white Qi pillar, cutting it into two. That the white Qi pillar dissipated. Qi Ping Su opened his mouth as he felt deeply shocked. I'm saved. Bai Ningbing was dazed before her lips curled up. She flew into the air and stood beside Fang Yuan. What move is this? Bai Ningbing looked up above her, saying hesitantly, don't tell me. It should be Qi Xiang's signature killer move, unlimited Qi. This move is grand and vast. It is complex and ever-changing, capable of attacking and defending. Qi Xiang was renowned back in the day because of it. Fang Yuan agreed, having a solemn expression. Unlimited Qi was a rank 8 killer move. It used many Qi path immortal goo as the cores, with tens of thousands of supplementary goo worms. It could absorb all kinds of Qi in the world to increase its power. This killer move was quite unique. It had potential for growth on its own. After Qi Xiang created this move, he collected all sorts of Qi and stored them inside the immortal aperture, increasing the power of this move. Thankfully, Qi Xiang had died long ago, even though unlimited Qi was left in Qi Grotto Heaven, because it was too powerful and without any rank 8 Gu immortals in Qi clan. The huge quantity of Qi had gradually dissipated, until now. Fang Yuan was after Qi Grotto Heaven. It alerted Qi heavenly spirit, and it barely managed to activate. Unlimited Qi. After so many years, it had finally been used again. Even though this move is powerful, Qi Xiang had died long ago. How much power can the heavenly spirit unleash with it? Hee. Fang Yuan snickered, suddenly flying into the sky, straight towards the cloud sea. Bai Ningbing gritted her teeth. She wanted to fight alongside Fang Yuan, but she quickly stopped herself wisely, showing regret on her face. She was too weak. She could not participate in a battle of such magnitude. Rumble. Bai Ningbing looked at the sky. The cloud sea was rumbling. After Fang Yuan went in, the waves became more turbulent, as if a tsunami had occurred in the white clouds at the same time, thunderous. Explosions resounded endlessly. Life Qi, Death Qi, Sword Qi, Blade Qi, Dusk Qi, Dawn Qi. Bai Ningbing was dazzled from this view. All sorts of Qi gathered into countless forms. They were like plants, blades, swords, halberds, beasts, and birds. They were all gathering right outside the Qi Sea, before charging in towards Fang Yuan for an intense battle. Fang Yuan initially felt huge pressure. He could barely move. But soon, he unraveled some of the mysteries of this killer move. Within the sovereign immortal aperture, his time path clone was sitting in front of Wisdom Gu, using the light of wisdom to deduce the information of unlimited Qi rapidly. After fighting for a while more, Fang Yuan's brows eased as he laughed heartily, starting his counterattack. Everywhere he went, all sorts of obstacles were taken down and destroyed. He was unstoppable. He charged all the way until he reached the heavenly spirit. Qi heavenly spirit had a tough requirement for ownership. Fang Yuan could not achieve it. That information was obtained from Qi's Eye's soul. Meanwhile, bloodlight spirit suppression could not work against a rank 8 level heavenly spirit. Thus, Fang Yuan went ahead to kill Qi Si Heavenly Spirit. The moment Qi Si Heavenly Spirit died, the unmanned, unlimited Qi Si killer move immediately stopped. I surrender. Qi Ping Su's body shivered. He was completely subdued by Fang Yuan's overwhelming demonic aura. Fang Yuan looked at him coldly. You are quite smart. All right, if you want to live, get Qi Fa and Qi Kai to surrender too. Otherwise, you can all die together. Yes, yes. Qi Ping Su was filled with pressure. He was sent into the formation. Qi Fa and Qi Kai learned that Qi Si Grotto Heaven was taken down. They lost all their motivation. After some hesitation, they surrendered with pale expressions, stopping their resistance. And now, from the 5 Xiang's bet, the prized rank 9 killer move heaven form, the public grotto heaven of the 5 Xiang's, as well as Qi Si Grotto Heaven were all obtained by Fang Yuan. Chapter 1644, Big Family Qi. Translator, Atlas Studios Editor. Atlas Studios Qi Si Grotto Heaven, come. Fang Yuan's main body shouted as he stretched out his right arm, his 5 fingers grabbing at the unlimited Qi Si in front of him. Immediately, an orange-yellow Qi flowed out of unlimited Qi Si. This Qi was extremely special. It was shiny and lively, moving with a long trail behind it. The tip of the Qi had auspicious clouds circling around it. This was luck Qi, a type of immortal material. Unlimited Qi Si had all sorts of Qi in it. Luck Qi was one of the rarer ones. Because even in the 5 regions and 2 heavens, luck Qi of such a scale was rarely seen. If a Gu immortal could find some, they were very lucky. Fang Yuan was dismantling the killer move Unlimited Qi Si now. This killer move was Qi Xiang's greatest trump card. It was similar to Fang Yuan's Luo Pa seal and Reverse Flow Protection seal. This Unlimited Qi Si killer move also used immortal materials. They were the myriad forms of Qi that he gathered. The more types of Qi gathered on large scales, the stronger Unlimited Qi Si was. Of course, not only would this move expend immortal essence, it also used up the stored Qi. Even if they were not used, as time passed, these Qi would naturally dissipate slowly. Thus, Fang Yuan had faced the Unlimited Qi Si killer move earlier when it was not at its peak. It was the 5th day now. Ever since he succeeded in taking down Qi Si Grotto Heaven, he had been resting here. 2 days ago, he collated all of his gains. He also made enslavement agreements with the 3 Qi clan Gu immortals, Qi Ping Su, Qi Fa, and Qi Kai. Some of the resources that could be moved into the sovereign immortal aperture were also dealt with by Ying Wu Xie and the rest. Meanwhile, his own focus was on the killer move Unlimited Qi Si. This was a Qi Path killer move. It was not usable for Fang Yuan. Dismantling it would give him a vast amount of Qi that was quite valuable. And most importantly, Fang Yuan could only deal with these Gu worms after dismantling the killer move. Otherwise, if he refined them rashly, he might face the backlash of the killer move. After all, this move was complete and extraordinary. I will need 3 more days to extract all of the Qi at this rate. After that, I will refine these immortal Gu. Fang Yuan planned inwardly. There were many mortal Gu worms used to construct Unlimited Qi Si killer move, but Fang Yuan did not really care about them. His focus was on the immortal Gu. There were 6 immortal Gu that made up this killer move. One was a rank 8 immortal Gu, called Big Qi. It was the core of the killer move. Other than that, there were some rank 7 and 6 Gu worms. Fang Yuan was paying the most attention to a rank 7 immortal Gu. It was called Big Family Qi. This Qi Path Gu worm could store all sorts of Qi, including the Qi of tribulations. The final point was crucial. Fang Yuan had once used many small family Qi Gu to store his tribulation Qi and help him to pass tribulations. As an immortal Gu, Big Family Qi had a much stronger ability in this aspect. With this immortal Gu, I will be able to store and release tribulation Qi. That is a superb method to deal with tribulations. If the calamities and tribulations are powerful, I will use this Gu to absorb the tribulation Qi and weaken it. If it is weak, I will release tribulation Qi to allow myself to gain more Dao marks in the end. Using this Gu, I can even absorb the heaven and earth Qi of the outside world and store it. When the sovereign immortal aperture needs it, I can release this Qi. This prevents me from needing to place my immortal aperture in order to absorb heaven and earth Qi and stabilize the sovereign immortal aperture. Different situations gave rise to different needs. That it was not that a higher-ranked immortal Gu was necessarily more helpful to the Gu immortal. In this case, rank 7 Big Family Qi was much more helpful to him than rank 8 Big Qi. Refining these Qi path immortal Gu would expend Fang Yuan's time and energy, but there was no difficulty thanks to Fang Yuan's quasi-supreme Grandmaster attainment level in refinement path and theft path Great Grandmaster attainment level, as well as Great Thief Ghost Hand and other methods like what Fang Yuan anticipated. A few days later, he absorbed all of the Qi here. These Qi were all stored in different ways. Those that Fang Yuan could not keep were sold in Treasure Yellow Heaven directly. Not only these Qi, some of the resources inside Qi Sea Grotto Heaven and the 5 Xiang's Public Grotto Heaven were sold by Fang Yuan to exchange for resources he needed. Normally, he traded goods for goods. There were few transactions involving immortal essence stones, because Fang Yuan had advanced to rank 8. He had White Lychee Immortal Essence. Now 0.1 bead of White Lychee Immortal Essence was, in some sense, 100 beads of Red Date Immortal Essence, which was 10,000 beads of Green Grape Immortal Essence. That was to say, 10,000 Immortal Essence stones could be converted into 1 White Lychee Immortal Essence bead. The conversion rate was simply too bad. Thus, in most cases, rank 8 Gu Immortals produced their own beads of Immortal Essence and stored them. Fang Yuan's Sovereign Immortal Aperture had abundant time path resources. He could produce beads of White Lychee Immortal Essence rapidly. He did not need external replenishment from Immortal Essence stones, especially when this replenishment came at such a high and inefficient cost. Fang Yuan's cultivation resources were mostly traded for immortal materials, because he was going to mass refine Gu now. Right when Fang Yuan was focusing on refining the Qi path immortal Gu, Ing Wuxia secretly went to find him. He was no longer in a female body. He had changed to a body belonging to a Gu immortal from Southern Borders Yang clan. They had compatible soul path Dao marks. In battle, Fang Yuan would also create some pure dream reality seeker physique bodies for him to use. Ing Wuxia said cautiously, "Sect leader, you have already refined all of the 3 Qi clan Gu immortals immortal Gu, but you returned and rented them out. That is a good way to control them. But why don't you use it on by Ningbing? Even though she is very useful to you now, that is only temporarily. Your ice and snow path attainment will increase in the future. Furthermore, Bai Ningbing possesses the killer move by Xiang. It is very powerful and threatening. Even if she joins Shadow Sect and undergoes the alliance agreement, she can easily break it without a problem. I might be out of line, but you seem to be too lenient with Bai Ningbing." Fang Yuan smiled as he shook his head. "That is because you don't understand her. She is a person who does not fear death. If I try that on her, she would rather die than surrender. Even though I have methods to retain most of her immortal Gu, what is the use of that? You've already seen it in the Battle of Reverse Flow River. I need manpower to restrain Heavenly Court's members. With your current strength, none of you can help me in this. Bai Ningbing, who has the killer move by Xiang, is very valuable. With her identity and circumstances, she cannot turn towards Heavenly Court. At the same time, she needs me to refine yin-yang rotation immortal Gu and restore her male body." Fang Yuan had refinement path quasi-supreme attainment level, while Bai Ningbing had no confidence in refining the immortal Gu herself. "We are too useless." Ing Wuxia lowered his head. Fang Yuan laughed heartily. "I understand your other intention. I will take care of you guys and raise your battle strength." In the past, Fang Yuan only had rank 7 cultivation level. He had to prioritize himself. But now, he was rank 8. Raising Ing Wuxia, He Lu Lan, and the others' battle strength was icing on the cake for Fang Yuan. Of course, there were other reasons. In the past, Fang Yuan had no time or energy for this, but now as a rank 8, even though he was weak against Heavenly Court, ordinary people could no longer find trouble with him. They even had to avoid him. And with Fang Yuan's powerful methods and blocking deductions, as long as he did not go to the River of Time, he was safe. In such a situation, Fang Yuan could calmly strengthen his subordinates. He had a strong feeling that these people would be useful in the future. Furthermore, raising their cultivation level was easy. He could mainly use time path methods to accelerate the time in their immortal apertures. Even if they had calamities and tribulations, he could help them to pass. Ing Wuxia obtained Fang Yuan's promise and left happily. Next, In his free time, Fang Yuan called He Lulan over. "I'll show you someone." Fang Yuan took out the captive Gu immortal He Cheng. One He Lulan stared with wide-opened eyes. She was furious, wanting to tear He Cheng to pieces. Even though He Cheng was her father, they had deep hatred between them. He Lulan did not act out of line. She watched as Fang Yuan stored He Cheng back into his immortal aperture. She breathed roughly with bloodshot eyes as she gritted her teeth and said, "So He Cheng was in sect leader's hands the entire time. Are you thinking of recruiting him?" Fang Yuan laughed heartily. "Don't worry, compared to him, I hold you in higher regard. As long as you cultivate hard and accumulate some contributions, I am sure you will be able to take revenge one day." "I understand." He Lulan looked at Fang Yuan. By now, she had already been far exceeded by him. This difference made her feel extremely helpless. Chapter 1645, Rank 7 Spring Autumn Cicada. Translator, Atlas Studios Editor. Atlas Studios inside the sovereign immortal aperture. The Gu refinement was at its most crucial point. The huge cicada was floating in the air, about 5 feet from the ground. The cicada's surface was not smooth. It was hairy and rough, while also having a metallic texture. Fang Yuan breathed in deeply, using his killer move that had been prepared for a long time. Instantly, winds blew around the cicada, dark clouds rumbled in the sky, gathering into one lump and turning the surroundings dim. Howl, howl, howl. Amidst waves of ghostly wails and the ground that was rotting into a pale white color, dark ghost hands emerged from the ground. They were thick and menacing, grabbing at the cicada. The ghost hands grabbed the cicada, but they were only illusory. The ghost hands moved around and took something out of the cicada before clenching into fists and retreating. Hundreds of dark ghost hands continued to extend from the ground, grabbing the cicada and removing the impurities from within it. The cicada was only a half-completed product. It was unstable and became smaller as the ghost hands grabbed at it. The surface slowly became smoother as the metallic surface became sharper and brighter. Fang Yuan had been paying attention deeply. Upon seeing this, he felt greatly satisfied. This method was his unique creation. It used rank 8 Soul Beast token as the core immortal Gu. 1 inch in the last few times I refined spring-autumn cicada, flaws appeared here. The materials were not processed properly. By doing this now, I can get rid of the impurities, but some flaws will be left behind. The dark winds had stopped blowing. The dark ghost hands shrunk in number until none were left. The dark clouds in the sky became thicker and denser. The cicada was already half of its original size. Its body was shining in a metallic light, giving off a cold feeling. Fang Yuan took out a huge lump of fire calmly. This was the rank 8 immortal material phoenix song flame. It was red and yellow in color, with 2 layers. The outside layer was yellow while the inside was red. The inner layer was shaped like a phoenix. It flew around while singing loudly. As the flames continued to burn, it emitted a crisp and wonderful melody. 1 inch go. Fang Yuan grunted as he tossed a basin-sized phoenix song flame onto the cicada's surface. Whooshed, a soft sound echoed as the flames spread, surrounding the entire cicada and setting it ablaze. At this moment, phoenix cries resounded in the clouds. Next, the sounds went soft, but the flames became brighter, burning the cicada intensely. Fang Yuan held his breath, staring at the cicada without looking away. Traces of ghost chi started to emerge from the cicada's surface, but they were destroyed by the flames. This Gu refinement step was very difficult. The precision needed was extremely high and hard to manage. But Fang Yuan was sufficiently calm and patient. He waited until all of the ghost chi was destroyed and the surface of the cicada melted before he started the next method without panicking. Dragon roars resounded. A huge dragon-shaped blizzard landed on the surface of the cicada. The cicada's flames resisted it, but this dragon blizzard was too huge because it had Fang Yuan's support. It quickly gained the upper hand and suppressed the cicada in the middle of it. The phoenix song flame on the cicada was very stubborn. It only dissipated after a few hours. Meanwhile, the dragon blizzard transformed into a piece of ice and sealed the cicada. Currently, the cicada had shrunk to the size of only a palm. When the blizzard stopped, Fang Yuan carefully retrieved the frozen cicada. Next, he breathed out some warm air as the ice melted, revealing the cicada inside. The cicada seemed to be a Work of art. It was very exquisite. Fang Yuan pinched the cicada with his fingers. Crack, crack. The cicada's surface started to crack. Next, a rank 7 spring-autumn cicada awakened and flew out. Fang Yuan's gaze flashed with joy. It had not been easy. After so many failures, I've finally refined spring-autumn cicada to rank 7. At this point, Fang Yuan had modified almost all of the refinement methods already. The Ghost Hand Purification method was created by fusing Great Thief Ghost Hand Killer Move and Soul Beast Token. Even though this method had great effect, it would easily leave Ghost Chi behind. Thus, Fang Yuan chose the rank 8 Immortal Material Phoenix Song Flame to get rid of the Ghost Chi and also temper the cicada. Eventually, he used the Dragon Blizzard, which was also not normal. It was actually a modification of the Slumbering Lightning Python Killer move. Refinement Path had 4 publicly recognized strongest immortal killer moves to deal with immortal materials. One of them was Slumbering Lightning Python. Fang Yuan modified it into a Dragon Blizzard. It suited him more and was better for the Spring-Autumn Cicada refinement. With all these reasons, his hard work paid off in the end. Fang Yuan succeeded in obtaining rank 7 Spring-Autumn Cicada. With rank 7 Spring-Autumn Cicada and my Time Path Great Grandmaster attainment level, I can totally use Spring-Autumn Cicada as the core to deduce an immortal killer move and prevent getting into Heavenly Court's trap. Fang Yuan's gaze flickered with uncertainty. Last time, when he entered the River of Time, he was ambushed by Heavenly Court because they had used a method to deceive Spring-Autumn Cicada. Back then, Spring-Autumn Cicada was only rank 6. Now it was rank 7, and if he had a relevant immortal killer move. Even if Heavenly Court used a rank 8 method to deceive Spring-Autumn Cicada, they would not succeed easily. The best situation is to use rank 7 Spring-Autumn Cicada as the core, along with a supplementary rank 8 Spring Goo, to create a rank 8 immortal killer move. When I enter the River of Time, I will not fear Heavenly Court's trap while also expanding my search range. Of course, the most straightforward way was to raise Spring-Autumn Cicada to rank 8. But it was too hard. Currently, Fang Yuan could not refine rank 8 Immortal Goo. On one hand, even though he had extremely high refinement path attainment level, his foundation was shaky. His refinement path methods needed practice. On the other hand, he lacked finances. Back then, old ancestor Shui, who had expended all his wealth and the entire foundation of Snowy Mountain before he was able to try and refine rank 8 Immortal Goo fortune, rivaling heaven. Of course, Fang Yuan's foundation was very deep now. Not to mention his countless fortuitous encounters, just his wealth after extorting the southern border experts, and the inheritance of the 5 Xiangs. It could be said that his foundation rivaled some super forces now. One, he had many Immortal Goo. Even though he lost the incomplete Immortal Goo house, he still had dozens of them left. He had ample cultivation resources too, of varying types. He did not just focus on one path. The only shortcoming was his weak subordinates. When He Lu Lan and the others reached rank 7, along with the 3 enslaved Qi Clan Goo immortals, Fang Yuan would finally match a true super force. Even though he could not compare to Southern Borders Wu Clan or Western Deserts Fang Clan, he would still be first-rate, surpassing ordinary super forces, leagues above Chu Du's Chu tribe. I can give some rank 6 and 7 resources to Ing Wu Xie and the rest. Other than nurturing them, I need to refine Immortal Goo next. Most of the Immortal Goo that Fang Yuan was using extensively were still at rank 6. For example, Self-Strength, Pulling Mountain, Pulling Water, Strength Chi, Unravel Mystery, Dog Shit Luck, Chi Luck, Luck Inspection, Connect Luck, Time Luck, and most importantly for now, Landscape as before, Man as before, and Day Goo. If he raised the ranks of these 3 Time Path Immortal Goo, Fang Yuan's battle strength in terms of Time Path would surge greatly. His current focus was truly on Time Path. Even though Sword Path, Soul Path, Wisdom Path, and others had huge room for improvement, when he fought in the River of Time, he would need Time Path methods. It is a pity that Langya's sect went to Longevity Heaven. My refinement path methods still need lots of work. If those Hairy Man Goo immortals can help me refine Goo, I can save a lot of time and energy. Fang Yuan expressed deep regret towards this. He had made use of Langya's sect too conveniently in the past. Now that they were gone, he had to work hard and expend great effort. Even though Fang Yuan did not mind the trouble, too much of his time was used, he was no longer as free as before. And refining goo has a problem: the success rate. The refinement to raise an immortal goo's rank had low success rate. The higher the rank, the higher the chances of failure. Fang Yuan wanted to refine rank 7 goo. It would be harder than creating rank 6 that once he fails, the original rank 6 immortal goo might even be destroyed. In that case, he would need to start over and refine the rank 6 before trying for 7 again. If the immortal goo is refined by someone else during the period of its destruction, he would truly lose everything.